Well, as expected, the Fed cut interest rates today, dropping the rate 1/4 percentage point for the third time this year. The benchmark rate now stands between 3.5 and 3.75%, which marks a significant drop at the end of the COVID-19 pandemic. But the data used to make the decision is not complete due to the government shutdown, and that is leading to uncertainty. Tanya Rivera has more on today's cuts. Tanya.
Well, that's right, David and Sandra. The Fed has cut interest rates by 1/4%, but it was not an easy call. Top officials at the Fed displayed uncharacteristic disagreement. And for the first time in 6 years, 3 officials cast dissenting votes. Now, this highlights an internal division over whether the weakening job market or tackling inflation should be the bigger worry.
Conditions in the labor market appear to be gradually cooling, and inflation remains somewhat elevated.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell announcing the cut to interest rates, the third this year, which lowers borrowing costs for cars and mortgages. But experts say the economic outlook is still cloudy, with a weak job market, inflation ticking up, and the cost of living continuing to rise.
Overall inflation rate has gone up since President Trump took office in January, now sitting at 3%. That's the last number we saw for September.
The latest data on inflation is lagging due to the recent government shutdown, but the price of groceries are up from a year ago, as well as housing, rent, health insurance, and household energy.
I have no higher priority than making America affordable again.
Last night at a campaign-style rally in Pennsylvania, President Trump tried to reassure Americans about the economy.
Prices are coming down very substantially.
But the latest Reuters Ipsos poll shows 56% of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the cost of living, with just 31% approving. The president last night blaming the Biden administration.
They gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and we're bringing those prices down rapidly.
And sharply criticizing Fed Chair Powell, whom he had been pressuring to cut rates.
It is too late, Powell. Jerome, too late. He's too late with his interest rates for a reason. He's a bad guy.
And we have a live look at the big board. The Dow gained a little over 1% today. That is in reaction to this cut. Meanwhile, in the next coming days, President Trump is expected to start his final round of interviews with candidates for the next Fed chair. Some of the names mentioned include former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh and Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett.